Hello, everyone. I'm going to check my other device to make sure I'm actually live. Oh, let's just see here. It looks like I am. So I hope there are some people on here that want to watch me. So if you are, just give me a little comment to say hi. I'm actually very excited to be back. Light might be a little bit too much. I'm very excited to be back. Oh, it looks like Teresa's here. Hello, Teresa. Thank you for joining me. It's just me and you. Oh, I see there might be someone else on here. So please leave comments, guys, and let me know that you're here. I'm super excited to be back. It's been a long, long time. And yeah, I guess I'm doing okay. For those of you that might not know what's going on with me, my mom has been ill for the past, I don't know, year and a half, almost 2 years. She's moved into an assisted living. I've been back and forth up there numerous times. She lives about 2 hours from me, lived about 2 hours from me. And she entered hospice care in November and she passed away in December. And so it was kind of a little bit of a whirlwind. I was not, I knew that she wasn't doing great, but when the hospice people called me and said that she was a good candidate for hospice, I was very shocked, I have to say. Maybe I was in denial. I don't know, but I was very shocked. And she died like a month later. So it was very crazy. I spent a lot of time up there. I was not stamping. In fact, my mojo is kind of in the toilet, as they say. So I feel kind of bad about that. But I have some really cute stuff today. I'm trying to get things back. I've gained some weight because when I'm stressed out, I eat. And of course, I don't eat, celery and carrots. I eat chips and chocolate. So I've gained some weight, but I'm doing okay. And I want to thank you guys so much for your support and for your patience in me getting back here, because every week would go by and I would think, oh my gosh, I have got to get back to Facebook Live because I miss it. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy creating the projects. I enjoy interacting with you guys, but I just couldn't do it. So I'm back. Hopefully this is good. My dad is still alive. He's 83. He's probably healthier than I am, I swear. But, so fingers crossed that things go good with him. So yeah. Okay. So let's do a little bit of fun first. I got, look at this bag, you guys. Can you see how thick this is? This is the bag of cards that I got from people, sympathy cards that I got from people for my mom's passing. And I have to tell you guys, I have never received so many cards in my life. And I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart so much for taking the time out of your days to create a card and mail it to me. I thank you. Thank you. So I have a whole bunch here and I'm going to keep them all in a bag. Stop it. And if we have time at the end of the show, I'm going to show you guys some, because there are some, oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. So thank you so much. So what's going on in Stampin' Up! World? Well, I'm sure a lot of you know. Oh, do I have my brochure back here? Yes, I do. It's celebration. The most wonderful time of the year is celebration time. And I'm sure a lot of you that have been stamping for a while are fully aware of what celebration means. It means free stuff for everyone. It means free stuff for customers that order. It's free stuff for hosts that have parties or place their own large orders, or just get friends together to place an order without even having a party. It's a great time to join Stampin' Up! As a demonstrator. You get so much stuff right now for $100. It's insane what you get for $100. So we are going to be using, what am I using today? I'm using some stuff out of our current occasions catalog, which is valid through June 4th, I think. I'm sure the date's on here, and I'm sure I should know this, but June 2nd, and it is on here. Yay me. So everything in here is available through June 2nd, and it's amazing. And I do want to go, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's in this catalog when I flip the camera, just because there's a really super amazing resource in the back of this book that if you haven't really noticed it or utilized it, it's amazing. So, oh, Bonnie says she loves my hair. Thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate that. My hairdresser went a little ham on the highlights, but you know, whatever. It's wintertime. It's kind of a depressing time of year anyways, and I haven't been in the best mood lately. So I said, what the heck, just go give me some blonde. So she did. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. So if you join to be a demonstrator, that's of course the best deal right now. So it's 99 bucks and you get to choose $125 of merchandise, anything you want, you know, out of this catalog, out of our big catalog. You also get this fancy dancy little tabletop trimmer. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I mean, you can like totally see it. It's about as big as my hand. It takes up no space at all on my desk. I love having it here. It's just amazing, and I'm just loving it so much. So you get that also. You also get a designer series paper package. This is a sampling of all the papers that we have in our occasions catalog right now, and our celebration brochure. We have some of the papers from that, and I think there's 48 sheets in here, so that's $11.50 value right there. The trimmer, I'm gonna guess, probably, you know, 15-20 bucks. Then you can choose a stamp set of your choice, any stamp set you want. Now, if you don't have an idea of what stamp set you might want, I would recommend maybe getting the Well Said. It's a double set. It's huge. It's got sentiments for, I swear, every occasion, and it's $45, and you can have it free. Yep, free with your starter kit. So then you get a paper pumpkin kit in your starter kit and a bunch of business supplies. So you get like $220-ish worth of merchandise and products for 100 bucks. There's no shipping, and there's only tax if you live in a place that has sales tax. So please keep that in mind. I am really trying to grow my team. The past year and a half or so have been kind of rough for me and growing my business, and I'm really going to try to work hard now to get some stuff going on, and I would love for you guys to join me in this adventure. And you don't even have to do any of the stuff that I do. I have a Facebook group for my girls, and most of them are discount purchasers. They sign up to be a demonstrator just so they can get a discount. Will the trimmer be for sale without joining? No, it will not be for sale without joining. It is exclusively for new recruits. Now, I was able to purchase mine because I was a demonstrator in December when we had what we call a pre-order going on. So I did get to purchase that, but that's only because I was a demonstrator. Now you have to join to become a demonstrator in order to get that. So you should seriously consider it because it's only $100 to join and you get all that stuff. So right now is the best time to do that. So please, if you guys have any questions about that, I'm happy to answer them. Leave a comment in the comments we got going on right here. You can email me, barb@barbstamps.com. You can call me on the phone. My phone number is listed on all my social medias, you know, my website, Facebook, wherever. You can call me. I'm happy to talk to you on the phone as well to let you know what's going on. So that is the biggest thing, is everybody should join to be a demonstrator. Nobody in their right mind should be buying Stampin' Up! Products unless they're a demonstrator, because you get a discount. You get 20%. Yes, Lisa is right. You don't get a discount if you don't join. The discount is the best. Lisa is correct. So you get 20% off everything you buy as long as you're a demonstrator. If you can't meet the quarterly minimums, nothing happens to you. You simply just drop. Not a big deal. And then you can even sign right back up the next month if that's what you want to do. So I'm going to scroll through these comments real quick and see if I missed any important stuff. Thank you guys for the condolences about my mom. Yeah, it's been a struggle, and of course it was a couple weeks before Christmas, so that also was a little bit rough. Trying to pull together Christmas from my family while dealing with that, but we managed. So there you go. Okay, so I think, yeah, we're gonna flip the camera and I'm gonna pull out some amazing projects to show you guys, and we're gonna have a bunch of fun stamping. So here we go. Now, I don't know, a lot of people talk about people getting sick when you flip it. I don't know. I've seen people flip their cameras numerous times. I don't ever get ill, but maybe you do. If you do, I'm sorry. Okay, so here's the cards. We may go through some of those a little later if I have some time. And I'm thinking I'm having a hot flash, so I am taking off my jacket. Whew, good Lord. These hot flashes are coming on a lot lately. I'm not super happy about it. Okay, and I think I'm going to try to adjust this just a little bit because it seems like this is not in the center. Okay, I think we're centered. We should be good. Let me find a project to pull out. What do I want to show you first? Well, let's just go with this so I can talk about what's coming up in February. February brings us to the coordination product release. And what that means is there are products for sale that coordinate with items in our occasions catalog and our celebration items. Now, my favorites are on the next page. My favorites are the birthday dies that go with the Happy Birthday to You stamp set. That is a celebration reward. And the Please Does Punch paper. So that's what I'm going to use. I've got a project with the birthday cake. I've got a project with the Pleased as Punch paper. So what we have here are 5 sets of dies that you can purchase that coordinate with other items. So like this set of dies here, and this is a crappy, I don't have all these dies, but I have a piece of paper to show you what they look like. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. They all coordinate. Of course, we've got the dies for the little ladybug set, which I do have. And so we have a set of dies. Oh, I got some ribbon on my hand. That coordinate with the ladybugs. We have the dies that cut out the full flower, just the top of the flower, each one of the ladybugs, and then there's a few little flowers, a little squiggle, and those kind of things. So super cute. If you have this set, that you get free with a $300 order, and then you can purchase the dies starting February 4th through the end of celebration, which is March 31st. So, all right. So I'm going to be using the Pleased as Punch paper, and this is it right here. It coordinates with 4 of our punches in the occasions catalog. So we have the paper that coordinates with the umbrella punch, the paper that coordinates with the hearts punch pack, the paper that coordinates with the small bloom punch, which is a celebration reward, and then the paper that coordinates with the timeless tulips stamp set. And so you can punch out these leaves and these tulips with the punch. They're just really pretty. Look at the detail on them already. You don't even have to do anything to them if you don't want. So we're going to be using this to create a fun card today. Get my chair out of the way here. Okay, so we're going to be using the tulip paper. So we're going to, of course, be using the tulip punch. I've got some of our Daffodil Delight. What's this actually called? Ruched ribbon. Ruched, that's an interesting term. I've got some stamps and some ink. I have a tulip stamp. This is what the tulip, Timeless Tulips stamp set looks like. You can bundle it with the punch and save yourself 10%. And then you can purchase this paper, and then you have even more fun to use with your stamps and punch. Okay, where's my paper? Here we go. All right, so here's my papers. I have a piece of Pool Party, which is my card base, my layer of white, and 2 pieces of Designer Series paper, and I'll show you how I got those. A label, a half of a label, and then some goodies I'm not going to show you just quite yet. Okay, so what I did was I actually made 3 other cards. So I used every piece of paper in the package, and I cut a piece out of each pattern to 5 by 3 3/4. So I had a 5 by 3 3/4 piece of this paper right here, and then I just cut it again at 3 1/2. So I'm just going to flip these over. So I have a coordinating pattern on the back. And what I like to do when I'm going to put layers of Designer Series paper together, I like to butt them up against each other and then secure them with a piece of tape. Just because I find that to be super simple, and then I can line up the edges of them really well. And it just makes it a little easier for me. So then I am going to add this to this layer of Whisper White. So I'm going to bring in some adhesive, and I'll just add some to the layer. Super easy. Ooh, I think my little plastic is coming off of my glue. So I'm going to rip that off because it's going to become annoying to me very soon. Okay. There we go. So we have our tulips on there. And actually I have a little bit more at the bottom than I would like. So guess what? Here comes my super fun little trimmer. I'm just going to cut off a tiny bit, maybe a tiny bit more. Hold on. I need to feel with my finger that it's actually hanging over the edge. There we go. So we've got 2 tiny little strands there that we don't need. All right. Here is my card base. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut a piece of my ruched ribbon, and I'm going to attach it to the back of this layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line it up so it's like right across the seam. So it's in the middle of those two pieces covering the seam. Trying to do this so you guys can see what I'm doing on camera, and then I can't see. Follow along, cover the seam over here, make sure it's in the center of those two pieces, fold it to the back and tape it down. I just find using tape to be the easiest thing to get these things attached. So this is going to go onto our pool party card base like so. Okay, so I have this fun little label here, and it comes out of a set called Stitched So Sweetly. And what we have in here are 10 dies. We have 6 rectangles and then 4 other little fun shapes. So we have these fun little shapes here, which I have one of them. And then we have our 6, and these are scalloped stitched rectangles. So they are double duty, well actually triple duty, because they're stitched, they're scalloped, and they're rectangles. So that's like a trifecta right there. Okay, so I'm going to throw those back in. Fun shapes. I really recommend this. And it actually does come with a stamp set too. You can bundle it together with the stamp set. If I can grab that really quickly. Yep, here it is. It's called So Sentimental, and it's a lot of nice sentiments that are, a lot of them are really large, so you don't have to have a whole lot of stamping done on a project. You could just use a large sentiment and call it good. So these are designed to kind of work. So like this here would work on this one. This might be a rectangle. I think this one might work on this too. Yep. And so there's just a few different sentiments in here, and they work with a lot of these dies. So that's a lot of fun. All right. So I've got my die here, and I'm going to stamp a sentiment on there, not from that, but from something else. And when I have something white, because I'm blind, because I have another cataract that I have to get taken care of this year, I find it easier for me to stamp if I put my layer of white on something that's a little darker. It's just helpful for those of us that are visually challenged, I guess is the word. All right, so I'm going to use this stamp set on this card, plus the other 3 that I made this afternoon that are very similar to this. This is one of our celebration rewards. You can earn this free for a $50 order, and it's just a lot of fun sentiment. So I'm going to be using the happy birthday out of this particular set. And I am going to stamp it in, this is Pool Party ink, and I'm going to kind of stamp it in the middle. Well, the middle right. Okay, let's see if I can make it straight, please. Yes, I think that's kind of straight. We're going to go with kind of straight. Okay, so then obviously this sentiment is not really big enough to cover my entire label. So I thought, well, you know what? Maybe I could just add a little bit of color by cutting off a partial. So I just cut like a strip of Pool Party that I had, and I'm going to ink up. What did I do with that stamp? Where is it? Where are you? Oh, I found it. It's one of the little splatters out of the Painted Poppies stamp set. So I've got this little splatter here. Whoops. Can you tell that it's been a while since I've been live? I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just using my same Pool Party ink, which is probably out of your view. And I'm just stamping some splatter on this piece here. And I'm just going to glue it to the bottom of that layer. I thought that might take up some of that white space. And it's just another little thing you can do with your dies. You don't have to use an entire die. You can use a partial. Okay, so this is just going to pop right on top of that. And you know what? This has got to go. My glue is just about gone. And I think my little plastic piece is, yeah, adds in. Okay, so this is going to end up going right there. So the next thing I want to do is I want to crop out one of these tulips from this designer series paper. So I'm just going to cut my tulip out of the paper. And then I don't need this. So I'm just going to I'm going to make a stick, a little glue stick. So there. So now I have a handle. So that I can slide that right into my punch. I can line it up. Oops, got to close one of my eyes. My other one is not so good. Okay, so there we have our fun little tulip. And now if you want, good Lord, so much noise going on, to add a little dimension to this, you can take some ink. This happens to be Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to use a sponge dauber here. I'm just going to lightly tap a little bit of Flirty Flamingo ink along the detail of this tulip stamp. And then I'm going to stamp it onto the tulip. Now you don't have to do this. I just thought it might be kind of fun to see what happens here. So we're going to try it. Ah, it's stuck on there. And so it does give just a tiny bit of detail. I don't, can you guys see that? Where it kind of has the detail of the tulips. So I thought that might be kind of fun. Okay. I also have, that I punched out earlier, I have some pieces of some leaves and another leaf. Because these leaves were kind of on the side of the paper. Like this one isn't complete, but the end of it's going to be hidden under my flower anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. She loves the idea with the label. Oh, thanks! Thanks, Angela! I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom of that leaf, and then we're just going to attach it to the back of the tulip. And now, got a little glue happy there. So this is another little tiny piece of leaf, so I'm just going to add a tiny bit of glue to the bottom of that. And I'm going to just kind of tuck that behind. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So there really is no, you shouldn't have to waste any of this paper, any of these pieces in here, because I find that you can just keep using them. All right, so we're giving ourselves like a double there, a double leaf on that side. Okay, we're going to bring our card back in, and I am going to use a dimensional. Of course, they were here earlier, but now all I can find are my minis, so mini dimensionals it is. I'm just going to throw some minis on here. Peel those off with my tiny, tiny little fingernail that I have on this hand. It's a very small fingernail. Be sure you are sharing the video. Let everybody know that I'm back, because I'm super excited to be back. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck that up there. And then this is going to go on here. I have got to find those dimensionals. Those tiny ones just are not going to work. We're just going to open up the cupboard and get a new sheet out, because the tiny ones are good for tiny things, but the tiny ones are not good for big things. Okay. Here we go. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay. So that's going to kind of go right over here. We're going to leave a little bit of the ribbon exposed, like that. Add some glue to the back. And hello, Bridget. Bridget is joining us. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Please share the video and let everyone know that I'm back, because I'm super excited to be back. What is going on here? Is this crooked, or is my eye crooked? I think it might be my eye. Good grief. Okay. Press that into place. Now we've got one more tiny little thing to do with this. I have got, where are they? These are the holiday rhinestones. They are a carryover item from our holiday catalog that ended at the beginning of this month. But the rhinestones are still available. And so I thought, why not? I'm using some pool party stuff here. So we're going to use some pool party rhinestones. So I'm going to get some putty out of my Take Your Pick tool. Here's a rhinestone right here, just screaming to be used. And so I thought maybe we could just add maybe like 3 rhinestones right up here, because they're really pretty. Actually, maybe we'll add a couple more down at the bottom to kind of balance the whole thing out. There, how about that? Ooh, I like it. Okay, that is card number 1. Now I'm going to clean up my mess, but at the same time, I'm going to try to multitask here. I am going to get out my other cards that I made today using this the same layout that we have here. Okay, so like I said, I used all 4 of the papers in the package. So here's our tulip one. All right, that's how we clean. We just push it out of the way, right? Okay, so here is one using the little tiny flowers where I punched a couple of them out. These are just the 2 pieces of paper butted up against each other, same style, basically the same card. I just turned it and added a little different sentiment here. And this is one of those dies in that set, along with this fun label here. This is the tiny rectangle stitched scalloped. I also have one where I use the heart paper. So here's the heart paper. I didn't actually use the punch on this one, but I certainly could have just punched out these hearts and just popped them up. It would have been totally fine. And then here is one of the larger rectangles. I just trimmed off the edge, added a few glimmer dots, some purple striped ribbon. It's not purple, it's gorgeous grape. And then here is my umbrella card. And I don't actually have the umbrella punch, but it's kind of on my list. There's a lot of things on my list, and the umbrella punch and the coordinating stamp set are on there. So I did use these two papers. These are back to back. Of course, I butted them up against each other. This is another label in that set. And then I added some of the rhinestones from the Noble Peacock rhinestones, and then a little bit of the purple striped ribbon. So those were some fun cards I made. Then, as I was punching out these little flowers out of the flower paper, I had a bunch of extras, and I thought, why couldn't I just make a card of just flowers? So I punched out a few more of them, added them to one of our note cards and envelopes. There's that tiny little rectangle again with a little sentiment out of the, I think it's out of the Free as a Bird stamp set. And then I put little pearls in all of them. So yeah, here we are. And then I added a little bit of the same paper to the envelope, and there we have it. Super simple, and I hope you guys enjoyed those. So those of you that are new, please share the video so that everyone knows I'm back on Facebook Live, because I'm super excited to be here. And I'm going to put all this stuff away so that we can get on to our next project, which of course is also super cute if I do say so myself. Okay, get these stamps, this sponge dauber. All right, moving on. We are going to go to the birthday card that I told you I was going to bring in here using the birthday set. So this is the stamp set called Happy Birthday to You. That is a free item during celebration. Spend $50, you can choose this stamp set. Well, let me help you spend your $50. You can purchase these birthday dies starting on Tuesday. I think they're $22 or $23. Well, actually, we have the little sheet right here, don't we? So we can actually look. Take a look-see here. The dies are over 27. So we've got $27 for the dies. Then, if you purchase a 1-month subscription to Paper Pumpkin, it's $21. That's $48. Throw in a little tube of glue, some dimensionals, an ink refill, and you've got $50, and then you can get this for free. The reason I say get Paper Pumpkin is because the February Paper Pumpkin kit is going to coordinate with this stamp set. So you can see a little sneak peek of one of the stamps right here. It's a cute little piece of birthday cake. So I am super excited to get that. So that's just a recommendation. Paper Pumpkin kit, birthday dies, some glue, free stamp set, and you've got a whole bunch of stuff that coordinates together that you can work with. So there you go. You're welcome. Okay. Now we are going to make this fun card using the birthday set and the birthday dies. Don't need the tulip here. All right, so we are also going to be using a piece of the Best Dressed Designer Series paper. This is a pack of 48 sheets, and I chose this pattern here. The purple is Purple Posy. Here are the rest of these fun patterns. You can see some stripes, some flowers, some perfume bottles, because of course this coordinates with the Best Dressed, which is all the fun little girly things, you know. Thank you, Angela. See you. Have a great night. Some shoes, polka dots, just a lot of fun. A lot of fun, gorgeous florals in this paper. So there's a lot of fun to be had with this stuff. So I just cracked it open here a few days ago. And you can see I've already used a few pieces. We're using this one today. And so let's get to it. All right, here are my pieces of paper. So we have a thick Whisper White card base. I have a layer of white. I can't remember how much or what it measures. We'll measure in a second. We have a piece of the Designer Series paper that I just talked about. We have a stitched scalloped rectangle. And then I have my Stamparatus here set up and ready to do some stamping. So I have been working a lot with the stamp set. So when I work a lot with a stamp set that has dies, I like to use my Stamparatus. So what I'll do is I will take a piece of cardstock like I had here. I stamp the image onto it. I die cut it very carefully so that it's almost perfect. And then all I have to do is plop in blank pieces. So then I just die cut a whole bunch of these cakes. I drop this cake into this negative space here. I ink up my stamp with my ink. This is a Memento. This is black. Okay. And then we just press down. And voila. There we have a perfect cake. And I can do that, you know, multiple times. And of course, who doesn't need a bunch of birthday cakes, you know, birthday stamps? Lots of us do. I also did one. This particular stamp set has the die set, I should say, has a die to cut out the cake, obviously. Here, that's how I did that. It also has a die that cuts out just this flower arrangement right here. Okay, so you can just use a flower arrangement if you want. And here's a sneak peek for you at a swap card that I just made using that floral image. And I just cut it apart. Perfect. And there you go. Instant card. And then we also have a die in here to make a fun cake stand. And then we have dies that make 2 little sprigs and 2 little leaf sets. So this is basically all the things you can do with the dies and the stamps. So hopefully you enjoy that. Set these aside. And so that's done. Let's see. I do need one of these. So I did die cut blank flower. It's right here. So I'm just going to drop that in to the negative space. We're going to ink up the cake again. Okay. And we'll stamp that, press down. And then we have our floral image as well. So I'm going to put this away. Put my paper in there so my Stamparatus doesn't get inky. I think we can close the ink. And so then what I would do with these 2 pieces is I would then color them. Now, I don't know if you guys are people that enjoy long drawn out coloring, so I'm going to spare you and I'm just going to color a little bit and then I'm going to bring in some finished pieces. So I started out with my Smoky Slate Stampin' Blend. This is the light. And I did do the cake stand here. Not too difficult. I also did add some details where there's like some highlighted spaces here with this marker. Okay. Then I've got my Highland Heather light marker, and I am going to go around the edge of these flowers, just kind of getting my outlines, so then I can come back in and kind of color like a crazy person and not worry about going out of the lines. So I would color all the flowers, not the centers. I'm going to color them yellow. So I would color all of the flowers, this light Highland Heather. Okay. I would color the leaves, my light Granny Apple Green. And we'll just do this first flower here. Okay. And then with my, which one is this? Light Daffodil? Yep, my light daffodil. I'm going to do the center of the flower, and then I would come up here and do all these little buds and berries. Also yellow. And of course these centers of these flowers too. So then when the cake is all finished, it looks like that. So we have a cake. And then I would do the exact same thing to this piece here. And then I cut it because I only need a little piece. So I would get rid of this half part here. So there you go. So there's my cake. All right. And then I did die cut a few of these little guys out of Daffodil Delight and Granny Apple Green. And I am going to add these to the back of the cake. I thought that might be kind of fun if we had a little foliage poking out from behind the cake. I'm just going to be lazy and I'm going to use some Scotch tape. You of course could use any kind of glue you want, but that would defeat the lazy purpose. And I'm going to throw those up there. keeping with my lazy theme. There we go. And then this, I am going to put some, but I can't remember. I don't know exactly where I want to do that. So let's take a look-see here. And so in the front of my Thick Whisper white cardstock, I have die cut out the largest scalloped stitched rectangle. Okay. Because we're going to create like a little window here. So then I'm going to measure that because I can't remember what I cut it to. I cut it to 4 by 5 1/4. Well, that was easy. And then this piece of designer series paper, I cut to 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. And I am going to glue that to the center of this white layer here. Oop, got a glue booger. Okay, get a little glue on this. And then we'll get this in the center. Center-ish, I guess. Doesn't matter if it's completely perfect because it's going to kind of be hidden. So then we're going to attach that to the inside, but I'm going to do that with some mini dimensionals, and I'm going to put them up in the corners of this piece. Okay, oops, I don't need that. What's that? What is that? Oh, it's the top of one that got stuck on the back of one. Okay, so we'll just peel these little doohickeys off here. Come on, you get off. There we go. Oh, hello, Margot. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to share the video. I'm excited to be back stamping with you guys, and I want everyone to know I'm back. So now I'm going to center this on the inside. Okay, so that's what we have. We kind of have a window there, and then our cake piece is just going to go like right here. So I'm just going to add some glue. Where's my glue? And we're going to add a little right here and maybe a little right there. Okay, so that's close to the bottom, and then it's over on the side. Okay, and then our little doohickey up top, we're going to set that right at the top. So maybe we will put these right below. Yeah, I think that'll work. Lazy. There we go. And then we'll just add a little glue to the top of this piece. Get that attached right there. And then for my final trick, I have this rectangle. And then I already stamped on it because usually I do testing before I actually go live. And so I tested that, and then I forgot to cut another piece. So all I did was take the Celebrate Sentiment, where's the stamp set? Out of the stamp set, and I stamped it up in the kind of the left-hand corner. And then what I'm going to do with this little guy is I'm just going to slide that right down in underneath everything. Now, if I was smart, I would have done this before. So, but we're going to, you know, if you guys watch me regularly, you know how much I screw stuff up. And then I always, I'm always able to make it work. So I think that's what our plan is going to be. So we're just going to kind of pick that up, add a little glue, drop it down like so. And that's all we need to do is just do that. Okay, and then if we want to add more to the inside, we can. I have another little sentiment here. And so I thought I would ink it up in some black. It's a great big wish for happiness. Okay, so we're going to stamp this in there like so. And then what we could do is we could take one of our little flowers and just cut it apart, and we could add it to the inside. So you can see how easily those come apart. And so I can color that and stick it on the inside. I won't do it now because I don't want you guys to be bored of me coloring, unless, I don't know, maybe you're not bored with me coloring. And honestly, it probably won't take that long. People will just quickly try to do it. Although I probably shouldn't, because I have 2 other projects I wanted to show you guys. And I really try to keep my lives to just about an hour, because I know that, you know, we're all busy. We've all got stuff to do. Unless, of course, you're just like, you know, cooking dinner or something like that and watching me, then that's fine. Put the lid on that because I'm going to stick my hand in it. Guaranteed. Just get our little green leaves in there with our granny apples. So fun. And then our Daffodil Delight. Yeah, that didn't take too long. Okay. And there it is. So I hope you guys like that. I thought it was a lot of fun to do that card. And we talked about paper pumpkins. So yay. So let me set that aside so I can bring it back in at the end of the show. Because yes, that's what I have here for you guys, is a free show. But if you want to order from me, I would greatly appreciate it shoppingwithbarb.com, because I can always use the orders. I had a kind of a rough December with my mom's passing and not working too much. So any order that I could get, I would be very, very appreciative. Okay. And of course, if you want to join my team, we talked about all that in the beginning about what a great deal it is. And it's still a great deal. All right, let's get another project here. Don't run away too quickly, you guys, because I've got some super cute Valentine things coming up at the end of the show here for you. All right, we are now going to be using the Painted Poppies stamp set and the Painted Labels dies. And I have an online class coming up in February that uses these products along with the Painted Poppies Designer Series paper, which is gorgeous. So you would get the Painted Poppies bundle, this Designer Series paper. Here's the back side. Oop, I might have an extra piece in here. Yeah, I probably do. I do. It's this one. So our Designer Series papers. You get the white crinkled seam binding, the poppy sequins, and then a set of these Peaceful Poppies elements. If you purchase all these items from me in my bundle, it's $106. I'm going to give you the class for free along with the pre-cut cardstock pack to make 9 cards. Now, the pre-cut cardstock pack is only available through Valentine's Day. So if that is something that you want, be sure to head to my blog at barbstamps.com, click on online classes, and you can send me an email telling me you want that, and then I can send you the PayPal invoice. Now, you can just order the class by itself. It's 20 bucks. There's 9 cards in the class. There's a video for every card, and there are written instructions. You can get the class plus the cardstock pack for $35, only through Valentine's Day. So keep that in mind. Here, while we are waiting for me to get all my stuff set up, are some cards I've made with some of the stamps in here. Now, this is one of my favorite stamps in this set, this little field of poppies. And I love doing multiple cards using the same layout, but doing different colors. And so here I have 6 cards using that same stamp, the different sentiments that are in the Peaceful Moments stamp set that does coordinate with this. And I do have an online class for this. That was my January class that you can still order. So I use the sentiments from that set for this. I've got a bunch of different embossing folders here and different sequins, different ribbons. And so I just love doing that, making multiple cards with one design. And then here's a couple more. Here's one where you can see we actually stamped on the ribbon and kind of made it a little bit greenish, which is really fun. Here's another one. This uses one of the tall, skinny flowers. This one here in the set. Same card using that same, not same card, but same stamp. And then the card today, we are going to use these 4 stamps, 5 stamps, and then the little splatter. So let me get my stuff out. Okay. We've got a few goodies here. There we go. And what do we need? We need some stamps, of course. Here's some stamps. Oh, here's a scrap piece that we can use. Ink. Of course, we need ink. Some more ink. Some more stamps. And I need a scrap of Granny Apple Green. So I'm going to get that right now. And I have my classic label punch. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is, I'll tell you what I've got here for supplies. I've got a piece of Bermuda Bay. This is 5.5 by 8.5. And in Canada, you can, Valerie, you can order just the class. You can get the supplies from a demonstrator up in Canada, but you can order the class from me. The class is a global item. It's not just for US only. So you can get the class. So I've got 8.5 by 5.5 here, 3 by 5.5 white. The dies in this set are really fun. Here they are. So we have a large label, a small label, a fun little scalloped piece, this little swirly doohickey that's got a stitched middle. There's 2 leaf dies to coordinate with the leaf stamp. The 2 flower dies coordinate with the flowers. And then we have this kind of squiggly underpiece, border piece, I guess we'll call it. And so I have 3 of those out of Granny Apple Green. And I am just going to add those to the bottom of my white layer here. So I'm just going to put a small bead of glue. So yes, as Valerie said, she was in Canada. Anybody can order my online class. That has no borders. The products do. If you don't live in the United States, you would have to order your products from a Canadian demonstrator. Okay, so we're going to start on the end here. And there we go. Bring in the next piece. And we're just going to butt that up against the one that's already there. Try to get them close and then leave the same amount of cardstock. Struggling here, can't see. Come on, you move over. All right, and then the last one, we will just get this tiny little edge here. There we go. And what did I do with my scissors? I see my nice scissors. That's not going to work. I'm not cutting paper with my nice ones. We found some. Never worry. There's always plenty of stamps around this stamp room. Okay, so there we have the little base. And then I'm going to glue this to the card here. And you guys are going to chuckle when I tell you where my inspiration for this card came from. It came directly out of the catalog. I am copying a card out of the catalog. Yes, I just changed the colors. Okay, I think I have a tiny little excess right there. Where is my baby trimmer? Where are you, baby trimmer? Here we go. I've got a tiny bit of excess there, so we're just going to slide that in. There we go. And we got that cut right off. All right, so now we have a scrap piece here. Oh, here's my label. This is the label die. I cut this out of vellum. And so for this, we are going to stamp our flowers in black. So I'm going to stamp, I'm going to move that so I don't get ink on it. I need 2 small ones and then a large one. Okay. And then I need some leaves. I think I need 3 or 4. I can't remember. We'll figure it out. We'll go with 4 just in case. Okay. So we have that part done. Next, we're going to open up our Coastal Cabana ink. And I've got a scrap here somewhere, scrap paper. Okay, so we're going to ink this up in Coastal Cabana. And I'm going to ink it kind of full strength on this flower here. And then I'm going to stamp off one time and do that flower there. Stamp off again, and then we're going to get this one right here. Okay, that's how we're going to add some color. For the leaves, I am going to bring in my Granny Apple Green here. And that little tiny splatter image that we did use on the layer of the first card that I made. Whoops, I meant I was going to stamp off because I didn't want it super dark. So this is how I'm going to add some color to my leaves. Try to get the tip of that too. Okay, then I would take all these pieces over to my die cutting machine, and as they say, by the magic of TV, here we are. Oh, actually I don't need that one. Okay, so this one I already have attached 2 of the leaves to the back of that piece there. Okay, so next I've got this leaf image here that comes in the set, and I'm going to stamp one here, and then I'm going to stamp one over here. There we go. And then this flower, well, first of all, we have to attach our vellum. And so I'm going to do that with a couple of glue dots, but I'm going to strategically place them where I'm going to set my sentiment, because you can't hide adhesive in vellum. It's just impossible. So when I put this down, you probably will be able to see my two little glue dots, but that's okay because we're going to cover them up. See, I feel like you can always see them. So I try to place my glue underneath something I can hide it with. Okay, so I'm going to use a dimensional for this flower here. We're just going to set that right at the edge. And let's see, where's my other small one? So these two are going to go up here, but I do need a little bit of glue on this guy. And the leaf is going to kind of come out of that there. Add a dimensional. So it's about right there. This one. Whoops, I'm going to have to cut into this a little bit because, there we go. Didn't have enough room to hide it underneath there without cutting it. Okay, so there we have our flowers. Next we need to do our sentiment piece, and so I have my sentiment out of that same stamp set, the Peaceful Moments. It says you shouldn't have, but I'm glad you did. And we're going to do a little masking on this. So I'm going to cover up the you shouldn't have along with the comma. And then I'm going to ink up the rest of the stamp. And I'm going to stamp it on a scrap here. Okay. Now I'm going to clean it. Where's my chamois? So I'm going to clean this off. There we go. How many of you guys use the chamois? It is like my best friend. Ooh, Carol likes my colors. Thank you. All right, where is the end of that? You shouldn't have. Good grief. But, okay, here we go. So now I'm going to cover up the butt. And then we're going to ink up the you shouldn't have. And we're going to stamp that on a scrap here too. Now the most important thing is always to remove your tape before you stamp. And then the next important thing is to get rid of it in the trash so that you don't end up touching it. Because, speaking from experience, you don't want to touch the tape because you will make a mess. Ah! What in the heck was that? Oh, I have a dimensional stuck on my punch. Wow, that was interesting. So now my whole setup here is all crooked, I think. Well, it is what it is. Okay, so we are now going to crop these out. And this is just going to make it easy to cut. Because this is going to make a nice, oh, what do you call it? Width. Okay, haven't been stamping live for so long, I don't know what I'm doing. Trimming these off the ends. And then we're just going to add them to the card. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to this first one here, and I'm going to cover up that glue dot right there. Now nobody's going to know it was there. It's a secret. And then this one says that I'm glad you did. And we're going to cover that one up too. Perfecto! There it is. And now let me show you. This is kind of funny. I actually, what did I do with that holiday catalog? Here we go. Or occasions catalog. I was scrolling through Facebook today and I saw somebody post this picture of the catalog. Right there. There's my card. Copied the card right out of the catalog. Now there's a lot more fancy coloring in that card than I'm willing to do. So I did the cheater way. So it went a lot easier. So, but other than that, I think I did it mostly, you know, the same style, whatever they have on there. So there you go. Catalog inspiration at its finest. All right. So our next project is going to be Valentine Treat. I'm so excited. I love Valentines and Valentine Treats. And now I did make quite a few Valentine treats today. Well, I don't know if I'd say quite a few. I think I made 3. Did I make 2? I think I made 3. Anyway, so I'm going to show you the 3 that I made, plus we're going to make one, so we'll have 4. Because Valentine's Day is just really fun. And I mean, like I said earlier in the live, when I get stressed out, I eat, but I don't eat carrots and celery and stuff like that. I eat chips and chocolate. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to have some chocolate. Because who doesn't like chocolate for Valentine's Day, right? So, first things first, we are going to be using our amazing From the Heart Designer Series paper. You can buy this in my store. I think it's $14.50 for a pack of 12 sheets. And these have gorgeous foil accents. Yay, yay, yay. And here's another one where we have the gorgeous pink foil accent in the center there. Not every piece has foil accents, but lots of them do. And you will notice that these are images that you can punch out with, let me grab them here. Oh, come on. Our heart punch pack. Oh, we don't want to do that. The heart punch pack. So you can crop out these hearts using the heart punches, which is amazing. All right, what else do we got here? We've got this one, which is some fun stripes and hearts, some diagonal stripes and hearts. Ooh, this whole sheet is foil. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love, love, love it. So that's the paper that we're going to use on our little treats today. All right, where's my bucket? So first off, I'm going to show you the little treats that I made, and they were all super simple. For the most part. This is a sour cream container that I made. And when I make sour cream containers, I like to make them so that you can open them and reuse them. So I don't glue the top. I fold this, the piece of paper over. That makes it a little more sturdy at the top. And that way it will stay in place. And then I did do this with this cute little clip. Added some of our, these little doohickeys called. They're in with the Valentine stuff. I can't think of what they're called. We've got the heart doilies. I've got a red heart scallop. I've got this piece of paper I cropped out of the Designer Series paper I just showed you. We've got a little sentiment here that came out of a stamp set that I don't even know what it is. I forgot. Okay, so there's our little sour cream container full of Hershey's chocolates. More Hershey's chocolates. And now this little guy is one of our 2x2 clear boxes. And all I did was take this little dog punch, because it has a cute little heart. And I just punched hearts out of some scraps of the paper that I had. And I just put them with the glue dots all over the box. And then tied it with a ribbon. So I literally did nothing to this. And it is adorable. Then I have one of our 3x6 gusseted bags. And I have Hershey's Nuggets in there. And a 1x3 strip of Designer Series paper is the perfect size to wrap around a Hershey's Nugget. So I have about 8 or 9 nuggets in here with the different Valentine papers, and all I did was tie a bow around it. And now we do have a really cute stamp set and die set called Tags, Tags, Tags. And so you can see this stamp here. It's a 3, it's a trio, and it's all Valentines. And then this die cuts them out. So I think I'm going to go ahead and make some tags for these 2 little goodies here that I don't have tags for, just because I thought that might be cute. But I ran out of time today to do that for you guys. Okay, so we are going to use the punches, we're not using the coordinating stamp set, but there is a coordinating stamp set to that. And I've got some cards to show you. So here is one that uses the stamps and then, of course, the punched out paper, a doily, one of those little doohickeys that I cannot remember what they're called, more paper, and the ribbon. Here's one that uses a bunch of stamps from the stamp set, the little doohickeys. Of course, another stamp cropped out with that gorgeous scallop punch and the red ribbon. And this one uses just a variety of the stamps. We've got the arrow there. We've got the red foil sheet, the little doohickey, super cute. And then this one with the 3 different patterns of the Designer Series paper, and then the stamped and punched out hearts. So it's just amazing for Valentine's Day, and I'm super excited about that. All right, so we've got some heart doilies. We've got 2 colors, Flirty Flamingo and Real Red. Then I have the most delicious, I don't know if these are new or not, but they are literally delicious. They are Hershey's chocolate with like strawberry cream in the middle. Oh my Lord. I had to hide these from my daughter. I literally had to put these like under the sink where I have like hair supply, hair products and stuff, so she wouldn't find them because she never looks in there because she would have eaten them all. So she's gone back to college now though, so I can have them out and she can't eat them. Okay, so my inspiration came from this little thing that I actually found cleaning out my mom's things. If you guys are just joining me, she passed away last month, shortly before Christmas, and I did spend a good week up there before Christmas cleaning out all of her items. Anyway, I found this. This was something that I had given her a number of years ago. It's a chocolate that's filled with caramel. And we used to sell these different doilies, and I made this kind of little sucker thing, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is perfect when I found these, that I could make a little sucker thing now, today, for you guys. Ooh, somebody's telling me they're sequins or faceted gems. Is that what they're called? This was the container. Faceted gems. Thank you. I can quit calling them doohickeys. Okay, so we are going to use Flirty Flamingo Heart Doily. Get out of my way. And a Real Red Heart Doily. So we have the doilies. Then I have some of the Designer Series papers. So there's one that I cropped out. Here's another one. Oops. Well, we got that bent, but no one's going to see it. Then I have this little guy that I'm going to stick over here. So I'm going to layer all these together. And then I have some plastic sticks that I found upstairs. I used to make a lot of cake pops when my kids were younger and they had class parties and stuff. I was the kind of the cake pop queen. And so I have a lot of sticks. So I was kind of excited that I have a lot of sticks because now I can make this super cute project. Okay, so that's going to go on that. This is going to go on this doily here. So this is another cute way that you guys can just give a small piece of chocolate. So the person doesn't have to say, oh, gee, thanks. Are you trying to make me fat? You can say, absolutely not. I love you so much. I'm giving you the greatest chocolate in the world. And I only gave you one. And I lost my glue dots. Oh, here we go. Okay. So we're going to use glue dots to add our little chocolates to our treats here. Okay, get the chocolate on there. There we go. And another chocolate here. So I have to thank my mom for keeping. I don't know why she didn't use a lot of things that people gave her. And I don't know if it was just because she didn't want to use it now and thought she'd use it later. Anyways, there was a lot of things like that that she didn't use. Okay. Doohickeys for a long time. I know, Debbie, you're going to have a lot of crazy things come out of my mouth. I tell you what. Okay, so cheating again. We are going to add Scotch tape to the back of this to keep this thing in place. Okay. And we're actually going to add a couple pieces so that it stays. And then I'm going to stick a glue dot under there too. Where's the... Oh, here's my take your pick tool. Okay, so we're going to pick a glue dot off there and there. Then, to kind of cover that up, I thought I could add this little guy with some dimensionals. Where did they go? How is it this difficult to keep track of dimensionals? Oh, here we go. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm telling you. Okay, so we are going to do like a double because that stick is kind of thick. So we're going to layer these dimensionals one on top of each other. So it's a little bit higher up. But, you know, sometimes when you're given a fun gift, it's got to be pretty. So we're going to cover up the back. I'm not going to stick one at the bottom. Ooh, I could stick a glue dot so it'll stick to the stick too. Get it? Stick to the stick. Okay. So we will put this on the back. Oh, so cute. So excited. I'm actually going to mail these to my daughter and her roommate in this little Valentine's care package that I'm preparing for her. So I thought that they might think these were fun. So I've got two here, one for each of them. Another piece of tape up there. Okay, we'll do the same thing with this piece of paper here. We're going to layer our dimensionals and add a glue dot to the bottom. Whoops. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys have enjoyed this as much as I have. I am so glad that I am back. I really have missed it. I've missed just chatting with you guys, and that's crooked. Okay. Not like my kid would notice, but you know, I did. And yeah, I've missed chatting with you guys and just interacting, and it's just, I enjoy this so much. So look, aren't they cute? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So there are all of my Valentine projects. I hope you guys like them. I think they're adorable. I especially love this little box here, or this little, they call them a sour cream container. I think Wendy's used to, or still does, give their sour cream in little containers like that. So they're super easy to make. I've got plenty of videos on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is just Barb Stamps. If you want to go find sour cream containers, you can find out how to make those. They're super simple. Again, these little Hershey's Nuggets are just wrapped with a piece of paper. Hershey's Kisses in a box with just some heart stickers, basically. And then these two little fun little suckers. Then we have the rest of our cards I'll bring in. Here's the one I cased out of the catalog. My fun birthday cake card with our kind of fun window. And then our our tulip card. So again, you guys, if you want to join Stampin' Up, join with me right now. It's the best deal ever. You get all that free stuff that I talked about in the beginning of the video. If you order from me, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. I could really use the orders right now. Here is my host code for the month. I always do offer a free file of gifts, and then I'm going to do maybe some random gifts to some people that are ordering from me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Facebook Live. I'm so glad to be back. I will see you here next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Bye, everybody.